This is me at 308 pounds. I was at the height of my depression and had some severe health issues. I had just gone through the ringer and almost died of a pulmonary embolism. It was terrifying. I knew things needed to change. I had been a binge or restrictive yo-yo dieter for 20 years. I desperately wanted to lose weight, so I did what I always did, and I went into restrictive mode. But this time, I went even more strict, and I barely ate, which I would never, ever recommend to anybody. It was awful. I felt starving all the time. I thought about food 24/7 and shamed and bullied myself to keep myself on track. I kept telling myself that I'll be happy when I'm skinny. It'll all be worth it. Just keep going. But I was so unhappy. Over the next year and a half, I lost 145 pounds. But please remember that I don't condone anybody doing this. When I look back, that isn't success to me. It's heartbreak. It was torturous and it was unsustainable. It was dangerous, and eventually I gave up because nobody can live like that. So I started to binge again, and the weight came back on quite rapidly. 40 pounds came back on in what felt like a blink of the eye, and I was terrified I was going to regain it all. Then one day my husband recommended that I try a GLP-1 medication. He had heard and researched about a medication called semaglutide and thought it might help me. Over the years, I had just always put on weight, even when I was just thinking about food, it felt like. And losing the weight was so hard. I had to be so restrictive, it didn't make sense. When I was only 12 years old, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I've also been diagnosed with hypothyroidism and severe GI issues that still plague me to today. Over the years, I had many more diagnoses, and my health was just getting worse and worse. My body was unhealthy, and it just didn't want to cooperate. So at this point, I decided to try the medication. Within the first week of taking semaglutide, I noticed a change. It was like a crazy sensation, similar to somebody putting noise-canceling AirPods in your ears. My mind quieted, and I could hear myself again. The constant chaos and noise I was used to was muted. The voice that was always obsessing about food wasn't there. In fact, as the week progressed, it was more like I had an aversion to food at times. But I could definitely still eat. With the guidance of my doctor, I prioritized protein and fiber and lots of water. By week 2, I was craving things that I didn't normally crave. I was craving cottage cheese and tomatoes and cucumbers and turkey and jerky. And then looking at sugary foods just didn't have any hold on me anymore. It was quite surreal, but also life-changing. I was finally able to eat in a calorie deficit, hit my protein and fiber goals with minimal effort because I actually wanted to eat those things. They looked good to me and they tasted good. So I've continued to eat this way, not because I'm shaming or bullying myself into doing it, because they actually look good to me and I want to eat it. I do feel full quicker, but I do eat more calories than I have in years, and my body is grateful. It feels nourished. It feels fueled. And I started to lose weight again. I can't say it's been a perfect road. There's been bumps and bruises along the way. We have to adjust to the medication, listen to our bodies, manage any side effects, and work closely with our doctors so we know which dose we should be on. But also, we can live a little, everything in moderation. It's okay to eat the birthday cake. But even with these bumps and bruises, it's 1,000% better than it was starving myself. It's just not worth it. We have to remember that each of our bodies are different and built differently. This medication is helping my body to work properly. It doesn't do the work for me. I still have to put in the work. It's not a magic wand. It's a tool to help us. And it puts us on a level playing field. If you've never fought your body and mind while fighting obesity, then I understand if you don't get what I'm saying. But this is a real problem for so many people, for so many reasons. GLP-1 medications have helped me to stop binging and restricting, to listen to my body's needs, and to not obsess with food all day or hide it so I can eat it in secret. If you're struggling and you don't know what else to do, then please speak to your doctor about trying a GLP-1 medication. Yes, there are risks, but there are risks to being overweight and even surgery too. So speak to your doctor, and if they don't support you, then find a second opinion. Advocate for your needs if this feels right to you. It was one of the best decisions I ever made, and I'm very grateful for my telehealth provider. The meds might not be a great fit for everybody, but if you're curious to see if it's the right fit for you, there's a link in my link tree to my provider and a code so that you can get a free consult, so there's really nothing to lose. They support me so much in my journey, and I really can't thank them enough. I am officially 154.2 pounds down from my highest weight, almost 50 of that from the GLP-1 medications. I have lost half of my body weight, which is surreal to think about. I have a ways to go still, but I have no doubt that I'll be able to keep this weight off this time with the support of my doctor. I'm so grateful for these medications, and I just want people to know that there's options out there. I started with semaglutide and then transferred over to tirzepatide. They are both fantastic. See which is a great fit for you, and remember, if you need any support or have questions, I'm always here. Love to you all, and have a great week. We've got this.